Are you sick or tired of playing Zoro and Whitebeard? It's a good thing they just got hit on that restricted list. Welcome to the Jank Tank. I'm your Clear TV, and today I have a spicy set 3 Kaido list that's guaranteed to make your opponents cry. Now, whether that's for a good thing for them or a bad thing, it's up for you to decide. 4 islands. If you see it, you're optimal. If you're not, we figure it out. 4 of Sasaki. Really inefficient way to get higher level Dawn. Shove a Dawn under, swing, discard a card, get a Dawn and rested. 3 of Brachio Bomber. Brachio Bomber is fantastic tempo against anything but Zoro. Keeping things simple, the best defense that the deck has isn't Blast Breath, it's actually Judgment of Hell. Paired with your queens that are in the list, insane defense. Almost nothing gets through. Now, every Kaido list needs a bunch of 2Ks, so here are the 2Ks that we play. You have your 4 of Drake. Also a card that you can play if you're slightly ahead, you need to get cards out of their hand. And then my spice that I got from my homie Jax is the 4 of ulti. Now, when you don't see island, you're losing tempo, but when you're playing the ulti, you're able to get some tempo back by minusing the 1 Dawn and slapping some bodies down. The 2 different types of page ones that we play are the starter deck for the 4/6 and then the 4/5 rare, which allows you to swing into active bodies. Being able to swing into the active body of, like, say, a Fukuru blocker, pretty valuable if you have other swings that you really want to go through, forcing that person to either discard to save that Fukuru or feel really bad when they have to take that big 9k swing from something, 10k swing. Queen is easily Kaido's favorite filter. It's something that helps unbrick the deck. But having only 4 filters that can honestly pop up and that aren't even searchable in the deck feels kind of bad. So the spice comes in by playing the 4 of Khalifas. Now the Khalifas will help unbrick you as well as balloon your hand if you're able to protect them fairly easily with a queen or a Judgment of Hell. Khalifas are multi-purpose use, obviously being a 2K as well as an attacker on swing, be able to draw 2, pitch 1. And if your opponent isn't able to answer the Khalifa, your hand can balloon to 12, 14 cards in hand easily. We have to establish tempo. We have to gain board control, especially against Zoro, which is honestly your hardest matchup. A lot of our control factors come with the 4-cost blocker Uda, obviously minusing 1 and being able to tap down a blocker or another attacker that's coming through, 5 costs or less, as well as the bullet from set 2, being able to minus a Dawn, rest something 4 or less, swing over it with your other stuff, gives you massive tempo, not to mention a nasty 6k body that your opponent has to answer, or you just start running over them if you can push it into the late game. Now, of course, the reason why we play Kaido is to play the big bombs. I am a big fan of 2 Douglas Bullet, 3 9-cost Kaido, and board wipe Kaidos. Now, don't roast me for the non-foil Kaidos. I did that on purpose. Low rarity, except for leaders. That's how we do it. Depending on how your matchup's going, you can decide which one works best for you. We all know that 9-cost Kaido having rush and popping a 6k or less is extreme value. Bullet being able to rest something or 2 things for -4 Dawn allows you to get massive tempo. Again, just establishing your board, making sure they don't have a board, and now you just have big bodies that they can't answer. 10-cost Kaido, however, again, nasty card, being able to wipe the board, give you a big 12k body, but is honestly the reason why we play that. These thoughts are running around, and they're able to establish nasty boards for nearly nothing. So being able to punish them for doing that, as well as being able to answer the 10-cost mom, is the biggest reason why we play 10-cost Kaido. Every player plays a little differently, and they prefer different things. So here's some side deck options if you want to change the deck up for yourself. I'm a big fan of the ulti wombo combo, so changing up your page 1 ratios is completely up to you. We're scrapping this completely to play a bunch of other 2Ks. Makes a lot of sense to me. Defense is defense, but being able to tempo out when you're not seeing island and establish bodies to answer pressure always feels good. Another big one is the big bodies you like to play. Some people don't like playing Brachio Bomber, and I totally get that. So putting in the 6 King if you want to have the body, as well as another 9-cost Kaido, or even something to answer Law in the 7-cost King, totally makes sense to me. It's up to your discretion at that point. Now, in terms of defense, I'm still not a fan of Blast Breath, but teching in 2 or even 4 Bagua definitely makes sense. Being able to ramp up at the end of the day on defense or even through life, nothing but value. I hope you guys enjoy that deck list. There's a lot of little intricacies and understanding of your matchups that go into playing Kaido effectively and even being able to win the game. With the hits to Whitebeard, Kaido runs over Whitebeard, but Zoro is still a really tough matchup. Just gotta hope and pray that the Zoro player's bad. That being said, peace, love, and positivity. I'll catch you guys in the next one. We have a Magellan deck list that is, honestly, if there's a yellow meta, Magellan deck list is the answer. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, love, and positivity.